Hello and welcome everybody to Game 2 of Satiini versus AiSeiplo Protoss versus Pink Protoss. Spawning here in the bottom right position as the Green Terran, we have Satiini. Spawning here in the top left position as the Pink Protoss, I'm not going to say it again, it's our Pink Protoss guy. He lost Game 1. We're going to see if he can't come back in Game 2 and he will be henceforth called Protoss. Because I don't know how to say the guy's name. Maybe it's, I don't know. I think it looks Italian to me. Looks Italian, someone want to know? Anybody know? Italian? Yeah? No? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the StarCraft. That is the important thing today, and looks like these players have spawned cross positions on this map. That is generally a good tell that it is going to be a macro style map. Of course, any player at any time could decide to do something a little crazy, go for some kind of proxy, but doing any kind of rush at this distances when you've spawned this far away from your opponent and you have to walk all the way across the map. I mean, Tal'Darim Altar is a very, very large map. And if you try to go for some kind of early rush, if you try to go for any kind of early barracks pressure and things, it's very, very, very hard to do when your reinforcements are so far away, unless you really proxy buildings, and then that can just be risky in itself, especially for Protoss, who can't just lift their buildings and bring them back home. So both players currently going out to scout. It looks like both players are going to get a glimpse of each other at just about the same time. They're going to get about an even scout here. And going to be interested to see what Satiini does, because in that last game we saw a very, very early aggression style of build out of Satiini. Looked like our Protoss buddy might have been going for a 4-gate there, but Satiini managed to beat him to the punch, got very aggressive before the 4-gate was able to get up and running, so he was able to do a lot of damage, even got some bunkers into the main of Protoss's base, so that was a very good opening there for Satiini. But on a map like this, like I said, it's very, very hard to be aggressive, just because of the really, really long rush distances. So in this situation, I don't feel like being aggressive early is going to really help, so he's going to have to go macro. We are going to see in this game whether Satiini can go for that macro style as well as the aggression. Now, ooh, it looks like Protoss might be hiding a probe over here, but it looks like Satiini is just a little too clever for this. He is going to be able to spot that probe, and he's going to be able to pick it off. Ooh, nice little bit of micro there by both players as they try to get away, but that probe does finally go down. Protoss is now going to be down one probe in the base of Protoss. So far, we've got a standard opening. Went for that gateway, followed by gas, then followed by cybernetics core, and then the second gas. Looks like that's a pretty standard opening. Things that are common to see from this, 3-gate is still very popular. It's still very popular to throw down 2 more gateways and to get them both up and running. Another big opening these days is getting up the early robotics bay, so you get up just 1 gateway and then you go immediately for the robo. And that's one option that a lot of Protosses are doing these days, just because Immortals with their buff are just so much better. Looks like those probes are going to cross, and now Protoss is going to be aware of this one Marine that's now coming up to his base. He's sending this probe. I actually don't know if he even saw that on the mini-map, but he definitely sees that Marine now, as this Marine is now clearly in sight of that mini-map, and there we go. We do see that Protoss is going to be reacting to that cybernetics core, now producing that warp gate research. One sentry is on the way, and looks like he's going to be going for an expansion here. Looks like he is saving up to take that expansion, and there we go. Now the expansion is going down. One stalker currently out on the map, being very, very careful, checking for any kind of bunkers that are up around his base. There is one SCV that Satiini is saving over here. I don't know whether he's going to be trying to throw up any kind of bunkers, anything like that. No, it looks like he's actually going to be going for a expansion command center. Now, we do have more barracks coming down right now for Satiini. Looks like he's going to be going for some bio in the early game. Currently still focusing on mining only minerals, as the tech lab is now up researching stim pack, interestingly enough. Now, that is kind of an early aggressive move. Most of the time, if you see a stim pack coming down this early in the game, a stim pack generally means that you are going to be trying to get aggressive, because if you spend 100 minerals and 100 gas on getting stim pack, you really want to use it right away, because that is 100 minerals and 100 gas that could be used to benefit your play later on. That can be used to hire tech units faster and that kind of thing. Use those minerals to get up more workers, get up more command centers, all that kind of good stuff. Good long-term focused play. But if you're getting up that stim this early, you definitely want to be aggressive with it. So we're going to see if he is going to decide to be aggressive despite the long rush distance. Now there are pylons being placed forward a little in a bit of in a forward position there for Protoss. His expansion is just now coming up. Looks like now getting those probes at that natural expansion. Let's take a look at that probe count right now. If we check out that harvester count, we can see Protoss currently up 26 to 22 harvesters, but as you can see, Terran is currently up in the mineral resource collection rate, and that is of course because of our good buddies, the mules. The mules are absolutely fantastic at mining those resources. Now, looks like Protoss is going to start to get a little bit aggressive here as he's moving out with a few units, continuing to warp units into this forward position a little bit. More stalkers being warped in. He's got a lot of sentries that he got up early that are now going to be storing up quite a bit of energy, and it looks like it's going to be a stalker sentry mix here from our Protoss friend here. Now, continuing, do we see any other tech yet? No, looks like once again we've got the forward warp gate, and this is such an interesting way to spread out your buildings here by Protoss. Very, very interesting SimCity here. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, on the one hand, warp gates, by spreading them out like this, for one thing, he's putting them all on separate pylons, so you won't be able to just take out one pylon and knock out all their production. It's also going to give you a lot more vision all over his base. Later on, it's going to help to prevent a lot of drops. As you can see, he's got almost full vision of his base with the exception of this little ledge over here. He has full vision of that base, and ooh, does Satiini see this attack force that's moving out right now? I don't think he does. He is only on this Zelnaga watchtower, and there we go. Now he's going to be able to see, no, even now he still doesn't see those units coming up to the front of his base, and here we go. They are now moving out into the front. Another bunker is currently going up. There are ghosts currently out here for Satiini. One EMP is going to go down. No, not quite. No, he didn't manage to get up that EMP. Now the bunker now being focused down. Beautiful force fields there by our Protoss friend as he's trying to prevent any kind of repairing going on in that bunker, and a lot of damage being dealt there. Lots of workers lost for Satiini so far. Well, whoa, yeah, there we go. 8 workers killed. I was seeing this number here and I was like, whoa, really? Only 2 workers killed? That's not too bad at all. But no, it looks like he did manage to lose 8 workers in that little exchange, trying to repair that bunker as frantically as he can. Now, there is still an SCV that's interestingly up here in the base of our Protoss friend here. He did scout, I guess, that it's a 4 gate now. It's definitely a delayed 4 gate, but here we go. Now the forces are now coming in. SCV's being pulled to the front of the line to take damage as all the forces of Satiini now move in, trying to focus down as many of these units as they can. Looks like the concussive shell is now up. Mules even being pulled off the line here to defend this attack, and it looks like that attack was successfully held off there by Satiini. If we check out that worker count, though, holy cow, is Protoss ahead in workers right now. Protoss is way ahead, 34 to 24 in harvesters, and Satiini is going to need to get up a lot of mules really fast if he's going to want to keep up with that economy of Protoss. Now going down in Protoss' base, we do not see a Forge has gone down. Twilight Council going down as well. More sentries are here in the back. I'm not really sure why he chose to warp them in back there. I guess that was after the aggression was done. But now 2 assimilators are being made, and it looks like he is going to go back to focusing on that macro mode. And now we do see Satiini now coming out with those early ghosts. Where is that Ghost Academy? There it is, hiding way in the back. No cloak currently researched for those ghosts, but now we do see some add-ons being added on to our barracks, and a lot more barracks being thrown up. Now we're currently sitting at 5 barracks with 1 factory down right now. No add-ons quite yet. This is something that Terran players are starting to do more and more. Definitely love this from Terran. Getting up a lot of early barracks without any kinds of add-ons, and then as you expand and as you get more resources and income, then you just start to throw down all of your add-ons. There we go, more add-ons coming down right now as we speak, and then you just go into full-out production mode. Definitely love that from Satiini. Now, Satiini does have this small group of Marine Marauders, and Marine Marauder are very, very strong when they're in small groups. This Ghost does have enough for an EMP. Now moving in, is the EMP going to go down? There goes the EMP down on all the sentries. So much damage was dealt. And now the Stutter Step Micro as Satiini moves in, trying to deal as much damage as he can, moving right past that Photon Cannon into the natural expansion of Protoss, and it looks like he's going to start to focus down some of these probes here in the back. Now he's going to try to come around and try to focus down some more probes. I don't know how I feel about this. He could just be pulling back and focusing down this Nexus. I think that's exactly what he needs to do right now. But no, it looks like he's just going to sit back and try to focus down that gas geyser. I guess he's assuming... No, he's actually very... indecisive about what exactly he wants to focus down. He did some damage to the Nexus, some damage to the Assimilator. I don't know exactly how I feel about that, because of course this 250 damage that was done to that could have almost taken out that Assimilator, plus this other 150 damage that was done to this Pylon. That would have been one Assimilator down right there. He could have just focused down that Assimilator, but no. Looks like he was a little bit too indecisive in what exactly he wanted to take down. And now, what do we have going down here but a Nexus going down for Protoss? Looks like he's going to be taking a secret expansion, of course. Satiini is going to be expecting this to be the third expansion for Protoss, but now, as we can see, he's going to be taking a little bit of a secret expansion down here, and I don't think Terran is going to know about this for quite a while. He is taking a third of his own, putting it down in that oh-so-standard place to put that third base, taking down those destructible rocks. Command Center now morphing into an orbital command, and it looks like once that finishes, he's just going to be picking that up, landing that there in that position. On the production tab, we can see the Mobius reactor, interestingly, now being researched for ghosts. That is, of course, the ghost energy upgrade that allows them to start with 75 energy. Starport now down as well for Satiini. Looks like he's now going to try to get out those medevacs. That is a reactor starport, and there are currently still 5 barracks. Is it just 5 barracks? I think currently 5 barracks up for Satiini. Looks like 4 of them with reactors, 1 with tech lab. So he's going very, very heavy on Marine right now, focusing on a lot of Marines because Marines are just really, really good. Now look at this supply depot placement here by Satiini. I absolutely love this supply depot placement, going all over the map. Looks like he's even going to be throwing down one over here as well, maybe to scout. Oh, is he actually going to be scouting for secret expansions? No, he's just going to be hiding a probe back, or a SCV back there, interestingly enough. Nope, there we go. Supply depot now going down. He's got a factory down here as well. So he's trying to get some map control here with supply depots, and I actually like this a lot. This is so much better than when I see a lot of Terran players just throw down all their supply depots in one giant clump in this area, and then they just get focused down so easily, especially if you're going against a Terran and they just drop 1 nuke on your entire supply depot line, and you lose like 15 supply depots to 1 nuke and have to rebuild, and that is definitely no bueno. Now, it looks like Satiini continuing to macro up, continuing to get these forces, continuing to get these SCVs mining on that third base, not yet quite preparing to take a fourth base. We do have +1 infantry armor on the way, +1 infantry weapons as well, and we do have cloaking on the way for those ghosts as well. Do we actually have any ghosts moving across the map here? No, not quite yet. He's just sending out Marines to scout expansions. He's going to poke up into this third and see that this third still isn't taken, and I think Satiini is going to be feeling very happy about that. At this point, he's just going to go in there. He's going to see, oh, hey, he's still only on 2 base. You might even see him throw up some more bunkers just because he might be expecting some kind of 2 base all in. If Satiini's smart, he'll go check some of these other expansions as well, because as we can see, Protoss is getting very, very well set in this third base that he has, and he's going to start to really take off in the economy. As we can see, he won't get too far, as Satiini does have this third base pretty well up and going right now. At this point, he's just macroing really, really strong right now. 140 food to 94 of Protoss. There is forward observer that is seeing the army and composition here of Satiini. How are we going to see Protoss respond to this? The robotics facility is up. Lots and lots more gateways now being thrown down. The Templar Archives is up. Psystorm is researched. +1 ground, or +2 ground armor currently being researched for Protoss, as well as the +2 ground weapons also going down here for Protoss. Now, we do see the robotics bay now coming down after seeing that high Marine count. Definitely a smart move here by Protoss. Wants to start getting down those Colossi, because those Colossi deal lots and lots of damage to take down those Marines so fast. And so we can see that that robotics facility is going to be quite useful, producing Colossi. Now, look at the gateway count. The gateway count is just ridiculously high right now for Protoss. Gonna start to warp in lots of units. Gonna start to catch up in that food count with that many gateways up. Blink now being researched as well for Protoss in the base of Terran right now. That starport is still down. There's actually a double starport down right now at this point in time, both with reactor. Another command center going down right now as well. So it looks like Satiini going to be looking to take his expansion. Ghosts currently on the production tab, as well as Terran infantry weapons and infantry armor level 2, both up. And ooh, the supply depot planted here is going to tell Satiini that this third base has been up here for quite a while. The drone count here is so high that he's he's got to be able to tell that this base has been mining for quite a while. Can he actually see the mineral patch? He can actually see and click on that mineral patch as well. That's another indicator of how long Protoss will have been mining there. And there we go. Now the SCV now moving in here, going to see exactly what the defenses are down here. And now this group of Marine Marauder Ghosts with medevac support are now moving across the map here. And what is Protoss going to do? He's going to need to start moving out here soon. These forces are already halfway across the map. They are almost at that expansion. They could almost just go in there, stim up, and take them out before Protoss is able to react here. Now Protoss, on the other hand, we do have Protoss ground armor level 3 coming up. Wow, it's rare that you ever see them go into the level 3 upgrades. Protoss players definitely don't get there that often. This is definitely going to be a long standing game as both players just continuing to macro very, very heavily. Armory now up as well. Engineering Bay continuing to research those upgrades pretty heavily. 4th base now taken. More barracks currently being added to the mix. Currently up to 8 barracks, 4 with reactor, 4 with tech lab, and ooh, actually I think I might have even missed a couple. Yeah, it looks like we actually have 9 barracks here out currently for Satiini. Very high barracks count right now. These tech lab barracks, of course, just producing non-stop ghosts right now. If we check out the unit counting station, we can see 12 ghosts are already out on the field. That is a huge number of ghosts for Terran. 63 Marines currently out as well. 12 High Templar out for Protoss as well. He's got High Templar stationed all over the map, and they all have tons of energy. I kind of like this play. I mean, someone might say that these High Templar are just kind of exposed by planting them all over the map like this, but what he's going to be able to do is as the forces of Satiini move forward, he's going to be able to just Psystorm, and then as the army moves forward again, he's going to Psystorm again. As the army moves up, he'll Psystorm again, and he'll be able to just keep getting off these successive Psystorms without having to have all of his High Templar in one spot where they could just be easily sniped or EMP'd. So I kind of like that there. Now, Satiini is getting maxed right now. He is macroing very, very strongly right now. He has managed to take this 5th base up here, as well as this 4th base down here. Planetary Fortress is going up at both of those locations, but the ghost count is just so high right now. There are some Colossus that are now out on the field. They do have that extended thermal lance. More robotics facilities are currently on the production tab, and now we do have the Blink Stalkers moving forward. Gonna try to come in here, try to pick off a few units, and then just blink back, and here we go. Are we going to have a nice Psystorm go down here from Protoss? No, looks like Satiini able to pull back just in time, able to get off one Psystorm there on the ghosts, and looks like he's going to try to poke in there, deal a little bit of damage. Wow, Terran infantry armor level 3, as well as infantry weapons level 3 also being researched right now. This is such heavy bio forces here from Satiini. As we can see, the Viking count is also starting to climb quite a bit just because he knows that Colossi are what he's going to be dealing with here. There are so many Colossi currently coming out onto the field right now. We currently have, looks like, currently 3 Colossi out on the field, but as you can see, there are 3 robotics facilities up right now, and he's going to start to be able to produce those Colossus pretty heavily. Holy cow, but what is this we have going down right now? We have a nuke going down at the 3rd expansion of Protoss, and I don't think Protoss is aware of this. Let's actually check out his vision. Does he actually know about this? And, oh, yes, he does manage to finally spot it there as it lands, but he does finally manage to pull those probes away before any damage is dealt. Now this ghost is just going to be sitting up here and picking away at that assimilator, and Protoss with the sad/annoyed face is now going to start to engage. Here comes the big engagement as all the ghosts are going down. EMPs are going down over every single one of those Blink Stalkers, and Zealots all instantly just go down. The Viking count is so high. Another beautiful EMP goes off on all those High Templar. There's still a few High Templar with some storms in them, but the Viking count was able to decimate the Colossus count, and now all these ground forces with no shields are in such a terrible position right now. That was such excellent ghost usage there by Satiini, and now he's just going to be streaming into this 4th base, trying to take out this 4th base and die. Whoa! Beautiful Psystorm going off there by Protoss. Wow, that was an amazingly placed Psystorm. Wow! I cannot believe how well that was. Oh my god, I actually want to go back to that right now, and I just want to see that before that High Templar dies. Yeah, 11 kills on that High Templar from that one storm. Beautiful Psystorm there, well placed there by Protoss. Protoss gonna try to defend this expansion. He's got more Blink Stalkers moving across the map here, but I think that expansion is as good as dead. A lot of these probes are now gonna die to all the forces of Satiini as he does manage to pick off all the remainder of those probes. More forces continuing to stream across the map here for Satiini. As you can see, the food count right now is just absolutely ridiculous for Satiini. 180 food to 100 food of Protoss. More beautiful EMPs going down all over the army of Protoss, and all of these units are now just so weak instantly. All their life is pretty much essentially cut down to half by those EMPs. He's now going to have to sit back and wait for this army to build up all that energy once again, because really, there's nothing else he can do at this point in time. He's just got, he lost so much shields from that. As you can see, those shields are recharging up quite a bit. They are going to be they are going to be back very soon, very strong, and it looks like he's going to try to get aggressive here, but it looks like he's about to get caught from both sides, as all the forces of Satiini are going to stim in from the high ground, picks off a few of the zealots, and now Protoss going to be forced to pull back, and it looks like he's going to be able to get away with all of those forces, but man, he is just not in the best of positions right now. Looks like Satiini manages to try to take an expansion just as he finds a Nexus is here already building, and now Protoss going to have to try to go to take that expansion, but he's currently only on 3 base right now to the 5 bases of Satiini. Satiini just in such a commanding lead right now. He is doing so well. His macro is just unbelievably good right now. He's continuing to produce lots and lots of units out of all these barracks. Look at the barracks count right now for Satiini. It is so high right now. Looks like 14 barracks currently out on the field for Satiini. More command centers now being thrown up. This is exactly what Satiini needs to do. Now that he's maxed, he just needs to start expanding, taking expansions, getting upgrades. And what do we have here but 3 nukes currently being created here for Satiini? Looks like he's going to be going for some heavy nuke play. I'm trying to find all these Ghost Academies. I don't even know where all these Ghost Academies are. I only see 1. There's another one. There we go. There are all the 3 Ghost Academies. 1, 2, 3 Ghost Academies researching those nukes. More Ghosts are on the way. Neo Steel Frame, that is the bunker, Terran bunker upgrade, as well as the Terran building armor upgrade being researched. Terran ship weapons being researched as well for when these Colossi need to be dealt with by those Vikings. As we can see, the Colossus count is getting very high here for Protoss, as he really knows that he needs to go up against all these ground forces, and that Colossi are the best way to decimate the bio forces of a Terran force. There are a few High Templar here that are lagging just a little bit behind, but the forces of Satiini, this is a very strong attack force. We do have another nuke going down. Where is this nuke? There it is. Nuke going down at the 4th expansion. Looks like all these forces are going to be a little bit trapped up here. Protoss just going to decide to sit back here and watch every exit path out of there, but there we go. There's 1 nuke landing and 1 more nuke coming down here, and oh my goodness, another nuke going down here for Satiini. He is nuking all over the place as long as he knows the army is out of position. Here comes nuke number 1, nuke number 2 lands, and more nukes now on the production tab here for Satiini. Now here comes the big engagement, as looks like all the Terran forces of Satiini are now all being cornered into this one spot. All the Ghosts trying to get EMPs off, but they are just falling so fast to this ridiculously high Colossus count of Protoss. Beautiful push there. He is now going to try to come across the map, and he's in a good spot right now. The Viking count, though, is really high. These Vikings do have that +1 missile attack upgrade. They are going to start to focus down these Colossi. The Colossi are falling so fast to all these Vikings. 2 Colossi falling very quickly. And will another one fall? Yes, it looks like 1 more Colossus goes down, and now Satiini being forced to fall back. And those were nice pickoffs there. As you can see, 3 Colossus were worth quite a bit of food. 3 Colossus, of course, worth 18 food. That is a lot of supply to have to lose to those Vikings, and those Vikings really didn't cost all that much there for Satiini. Satiini continuing to produce lots of Vikings, lots of Marauders, lots of Marines. Is he going to continue to get that Ghost count up? He does still have those nukes, and these Ghosts are still in position to nuke further, and yeah, I think we do have more nukes here somewhere. No? Oh yeah, there we go. 2 nukes ready to go whenever Satiini wishes to use them. Planetary Fortress being placed out in the middle of the map. More nukes going down here for Satiini. Looks like he's going to continue to deny any kind of mining going on. This is such a smart play here by Satiini. This, of course, means that by denying all these expansions, he is just going to be mining freely off of all of these bases here. And in the meantime, if he just keeps denying Satiini's mining from going on, then he's just going to be able to just outright win so easily. And the Viking count is so high, and the Colossi are all out of position away from the Stalkers. The Stalkers going down to those forces, and it looks like more nukes are going down here as Protoss GG's out of that game. The macro of Satiini that game was absolutely ridiculous. Such strong macro style. Love that heavy ghost style of play from Satiini. It is so strong against Protoss, and it was just overall a ridiculously well-played series there by Satiini. That means Satiini has taken this entire best of 3. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. If you did, please comment, please subscribe, please check me out on twitter.com/getglitched, and thank you guys so much for watching. That's it for me, guys. Glitch out.